for Risen Esports, and we're doing our first Dominate podcast. We've done Rampage and we did Champions yesterday, and today is Dominate. So I have all of the people from Open and Premade here that are going to talk today. We're going to do it together. I'll ask some general questions first, and then we'll talk about Open, and then talk about Premade more specifically. So let's just start with intro. So like I said, I'm Julia.
Hi, I'm Gabl. I'm captain of Team 12, and I play jungle for them on Dominate Open.
Hey, I'm Mowglythecat, captain for Moe's Tavern in Dom Open, and I play mid lane.
Hi, my name is Lulu. I'm the captain for Squirtle Squad and Dominate Premade.
I'm VoidBulletAngel. I'm the captain and AD carry of Desvolt.
Cool, thanks guys. So let's just start with some general questions. How does everyone feel like the season's going? Does your team feel good? Is it tougher than you've expected? Just kind of talk generally about how you're feeling.
Our team has been incredibly chaotic these first 4 weeks. We've had people leave. We've had people just not be able to make games. I think we're up to 12 or 13 different people we've used in these first 4 weeks.
Sounds like Open.
We haven't been able to play 2 series with the same roster yet. Everyone's always shuffling around. We've had position swaps. And it's been really hectic, but it's been fun. And I mean, everyone on the team's pretty chill, so it's nice.
Yeah, kind of same here. We've been doing pretty well. Everybody's pretty cool, but until last week, we were kind of just staying together. Our jungler left after the first week, basically, so we just had Zohair. But last week, I think it was, our ADC ranked out, and our support is going to rank out like this week. So we're basically changing 3 of the members of our team this week. So we haven't played yet with the new roster, so we don't know if we're going to be good anymore or as good anymore. But so far, it looks pretty good.
At least you have the bye week, I guess.
We're actually playing this Saturday, though, because we rescheduled last week's game to this week.
My team's playing on Saturday, too, during the bye week.
Oh, no.
Yeah. What about over in Premade? That's a little different because I don't know, I assume you guys, so on your teams, are you guys all friends? Do you know each other? Did you like create a team from like the Looking for Sub channel?
So our team, you can go first, Scarcrow.
Some of the people that I've been on my team, like my AD and I, we grew up together.
Aww.
And we're really close real life friends. And then the rest of everyone else are like people we either went to school with or just like really close other internet friends we've known for like 10 years. So it's just kind of like a really little small family, at least our team is.
Oh, so how is it going with it? What's your team's record? Let me see. You're on Squirtle Squad.
Yeah, we started out really bad. We did really well in the getting into the league where we went 3-0, and then we started off the season really poorly when we went we were 0-3, and then we started to like pick back up steam where we've 2-0'd both of our opponents.
Nice.
But I also think that's kind of, our group is like really, really strong, and we've been playing like out of the group, and then we've just been doing really well. So at least that's our theory so far.
Yeah. Our team is like my support, Slayer. He and I have been friends since I can remember. I think it's like 12 years now. He's like been my support ever since I started playing AD carry since like season 4 or 5 when I started playing, and so we brought him in. And then my mid laner is an old friend. He's actually, the way I met him is my sister and him dated for a while. Yeah.
Nice.
Gotta love those conversations. But so we found our jungler actually ended up being one of the teams we scrimmed against before Risen. Their team kind of disbanded, and I asked him if he wanted to join our team because at that point, who is now our sub, Kamane, was our jungler, and he was not like, he really didn't like it. We haven't really found a good one until we found Sasuke. So we pulled in Sasuke, and then after that, like our team just became insanely good. Like our communication and our rotations, everything just kind of fell together.
Nice.
And since then, we've been just kind of rolling through. I'm not to be like throw shade or anything, but I think we've 2-0'd almost every single team.
Yeah, his team is steamrolling everybody. They're like disgusting. Like 17-minute games. It's crazy.
Yeah. We didn't know they were gonna stream us one game, or I think we streamed against one team because one team couldn't show up, and we ended up winning. I think that was against EOD. I think it was 2:20. It was like a 22-minute game and then 25-minute game, and it was great. I mean, it was fun for us. I'm sure it was fun for them, but like we're just. And then I think it was TLI took a game off us, and honestly, they should have won the third game.
Yeah, that's
but
my team. Yeah, they should have won that third game.
They really should have won that third
I was
game.
watching that. They should have won.
Oh, they should have won, but the hard throws. That was. And then I don't know how they were supposed to. I don't know if anybody else saw the game. No, you couldn't have. They didn't stream it, but they were playing. I think Morgana and Sejuani and another lockdown Zoe. And so I was playing Vayne, and I took Cleanse, and then my support built Mikhail's. Then I bought a GA and a QSS. So there was no way of killing the Vayne. It was an interesting game. They totally had it too. They were like 10,000 gold up at like 25 minutes, and then
Yeah,
through a fight, and then I got a quadra kill on Vayne. We took Baron.
I was spectating that one. Yeah, they hurried through that game.
Yeah, because we pulled up they blasted us the first game. Like, it wasn't even close. I think they won with like a 14,000 gold lead. We're like, all right, what are we gonna do? Because they just destroyed us. And so what we did in game 2 is we pulled out the ultimate combo, the Swain Tarek bot lane.
Swing
No one ever sees the Swain Tarek coming. We actually played it in play-ins one time against I think the team that just disbanded. But yeah, but that was a really fun series against TLI.
Well, so what tips do you guys have for, I don't know, just like general like 5v5 tips, maybe for teams that are struggling and are trying to win some games so they can get into playoffs in the second half?
I mean, for us, what has really worked great is we just focus on like comfort picks. So whatever the person wants to play for their role, we usually go with that. Like we go for some cohesion in terms of like having a win condition, right? But as long as it can somewhat fit with the rest of the team, we don't care what they play. We just want them to play what they're comfortable on. And that's usually what they perform on, and that's usually how they can carry and not lose bad lanes, for example.
Makes sense.
My main tip would probably be play proactively and don't be afraid to be overly aggressive. A lot of people, when it comes to 5v5, especially if they haven't played in the league before, they're super nervous about, making a mistake or being, costing their team the game. And so they play super reserved, and you make calls that you could have got away with a little more here, a little more there, close out some games. And so the big thing is just, just making sure you have that aggression and that you're not just sitting back waiting for the other team to screw up and just hand the win to you.
I think my biggest tip, like from going through like game to game, like one of the biggest problems I see with most teams is they never have a general goal with their comps. They just kind of pick counter matchups, and it works sometimes. But when you have an entire team that's built to do one thing, and you have a team that's kind of built to do one thing, kind of built doing another thing, then it never really works out in the end. And that's why we win a lot of our games, is we're consistently picking similar styles throughout our team. Like our mid laner, if they ban Xerath, we pick Lux. If they ban Lux Xerath, we pick Vel'Koz. If they ban like Vayne Kaisa, we play Jinx. If like they ban Renekton, Aatrox, we play what else with Riven. And like everywhere else, we just kind of focus on like one style. Like our jungler plays mostly tank engage, so which we try and focus on. Like our team comp is very styled down to like every single pick can be switched out and replaced with something else, so that we all understand the same style. And with that, we go through multiple different comps, building like an ideal, like an engage style type of con with like Zyra, Con, and Ornn or whatnot, and like that. And then other team like side split push where you take Jax in the jungle or Camille top or something like that's what I would suggest, like to teams, is to start building comps with what people are comfortable with, but also like building in like, hey, we can do this style of comp with this style of champions in each different lane, and give at least enough that they can't get banned out.
Mhm.
My tip would be probably to find like some line of communication that works for your group of people. So like for example, like with my group, we have someone who shot calls the early game, and then we have another person who transitions into kind of like the mid to late game. And also like if a team member says like has a play or like does something and like communicates their intent to where we can kind of like anticipate like what we're going to do, and then we can all like just trust in the idea and then do it.
Mhm.
Because like as long as we're all focused on one idea and then not all having our own interpretations of how to handle a situation, then like all of us being focused on one idea is better than basically having like four bad ideas, or even if it's a bad call, like we're all focused on one call,
Mhm.
just so we're all on the same page.
Right. Yeah. What in terms of communication for my team at least, what's been super important and super helpful for us is saying stuff that like you think is obvious, that just to make sure everyone knows. So like if someone uses an ult or a summoner or someone's, bot laner in a different lane or whatever, and you're trying to do something, just that little contributing information that could like make you decide to go for a play or not, um, is super helpful.
Yeah, okay, so let's we can move into dominate open now. So we'll do open first, and then we can talk about pre-made. We also have stats that Mowgli has done um for like the
Do you
champs and
guys
stuff.
want me to link that somewhere?
Sure.
Yeah, link it in chat. Do you have I put my stream. I could also maybe link it. I just have to open up my stream first. Um, you can link it in Discord and I'll put it in here.
Yeah,
Just
sure.
see my stream very briefly. Okay. Yeah, so let's start with open. So let's see. So Gabl and I are both in Group C, correct? Yes, Group C.
Yeah.
Mowgli's in Group D. We won't have as much to say about the other two groups. I'm sure we can sort of talk about them if we know some of the players. But I mean, how do you guys feel about your group so far? Do the teams feel strong? Do they feel easy? Like, what's the general consensus for who you've played? Because in open, you just play the people in your group twice. You don't play anyone from outside of your group.
So I have only been able to play in 2 weeks so far. So I didn't get to play the first week against your team, Julia, but I was able to watch that, and that was a little disappointing. And I wasn't able to play in this last week, but it seemed pretty good. I think we've had two of our wins are 2-1, and then the other was a 2-0 against
Let's
the
see.
the team Pepe that was
Pepe,
3-1.
yeah.
But I think the teams are pretty strong. I honestly think Tasty Juice is a pretty good team. Every series they've had so far, they at least took a game.
Mhm.
And they almost beat us in the last week. So I think they're a little bit underrated for what their 1-2 rank is right now. But I think our group is decently competitive.
Yeah, I would say like average to like maybe a little above average for competitiveness. I think my team has dropped a game in 2 series, and then we 2-0'd your team week 1, and we're playing TJ on Saturday, so we haven't done that one yet. Yeah, I would say like average so far. I mean, I haven't played an open for a couple of seasons, so it's been a while. I'm trying to think of. I mean, your team seems strong. You have a lot of D4s on your team.
Yeah,
Which doesn't,
my
I mean,
entire
like, rank doesn't, I mean, like, honestly, in a
right.
plat 4 to D4 league, rank is not, I really don't think it matters that much when it's this close. Like, I've played against quite a few, like, P1 D4 supports that have really high win rates, and they did not seem tough or, like, hard to play against. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't think rank is, like, as big of a factor now since they've made the the dominant open league a lot smaller in terms of the rank that you can be.
I only think I think the only two areas where rank like super matters is if you have like a low plat top laner that plays carries.
Yeah, I could see
Um,
that.
that can be rough. And then, I mean, if you're like a similar story for mid lane, but to a lesser extent,
Or like jungle. I feel like jungle, if you can only play carries,
yeah,
that might hurt you.
um,
Or like if you can only play carries, but you're not better than the other junglers,
right.
that's a problem.
It depends, because I mean, so much of jungle as you're climbing up the ranks starts to become less and less mechanics and more so, just better macro and more knowledge. And so in a team environment, a decent amount of that can be making up for
Yeah,
by
true.
your teammates. So it's there's a discrepancy, obviously. But I think it's one of the lower discrepancies. Unless you have like some insane diamond for like Lee Sin one trick that's just gonna go around and get every lane like 3-0 by 6 minutes or something.
Yeah. I still think it's like mid lane, bot lane kingdom, but
Yeah,
I think it's bot lane where the difference in one player can make the most difference because, like,
yeah.
let's say you have a really good ADC compared to them, your ADC can get two people ahead, like, really quickly if he just starts winning lane. Like,
Mhm.
where if your jungler is, like, better than theirs, there's still, like, lanes to play around. Like, if your lanes are losing and you're a jungler, you're still getting set a little bit behind. You can bring them back up and try to carry, but it's going to be a lot rougher than as ADC, where you can just empower your support, who can then in turn empower your jungler.
Yeah, and especially in open where you might not know who your ADC or support is, like it might be a total stranger that you're playing with. I mean, now it's not so much of a stranger, but at the beginning at least, it might have
Yeah,
it might
yeah.
have been a complete stranger you've never played with before, and that can be awkward. Um, Bot lane can also be awkward, like jungle mid, I think too, or like jungle top.
Yeah, my team has been pretty lucky with our players working pretty great together and like clicking right at the beginning.
Yeah,
So
some teams get lucky and click really well. Some teams are not as lucky and open. Don't click
yeah,
right away or never
yeah,
click.
right. It's super. We've had a little bit of synergy issues just because, like I said, we haven't had um more than one series with our actual complete roster yet. And God, everyone's so busy. Like I can't find a scrim time.
Oh,
And
really?
if I do find a scrim time where people can meet up, someone doesn't respond in time. And then I'm like, all right, I guess we can't do it. So we haven't really been able to
Hey,
scrim everyone.
that's what normals are for. Some teams that have won,
It
like,
is
never
flex
scrimmed.
queue.
They just did flex queue and norms. Well, Mowgli, how is your
Yeah.
group feeling? Do you feel like are
um
there tough teams in that group? Do they feel
so
easy?
the only other team that hasn't lost a game we're playing in 2 days. So I can't
Oh, Team
say
14.
who the yeah, so
Who is
one
on
team will be
Team
undefeated
14?
after this Saturday.
Let's see who's on team.
But
I don't
so
know
far it looks like there's
any of
three
these
pretty
people.
obvious like top contenders for our group, which is us, Team 14, and then Crabrave.
Oh, Crabber. I
Team
played
18
them
just
last
doesn't
week.
exist. Yeah, Team 18 just doesn't exist, so
Are they the
you
ones
just
that
have to be better
disbanded?
than two teams.
Yeah.
Yeah, they disbanded pretty early on.
Sadly, we're in the only group that does not have it. Or wait, is there another group that doesn't? I'm pretty sure all the groups except Group C have someone who disbanded.
Yeah, I think one of the groups actually has
Unlucky.
two teams
Oh
that
yeah, Group A
disbanded,
has
and
two. Why can't
yeah, so
can I
there's
get
only one team that won't make it from Group A.
can I get one of those in Group C?
Yeah, if only.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind moving groups.
Yeah, I don't know anyone on Team 14. I don't know any of these names, so I assume they're new people to Risen. Maybe Jay. Oh no, never mind. Jay's on the team that disbanded. Yeah, I don't know any of these people.
Yeah.
I played Crabray against Crabray, but for another team like on Sunday. Um, and then who else is in Group D? Oh, Nita.
There's Nita.
Nita has a lot of Risen people on their team.
I don't want to flame them, but they're pretty easy to play against. Like we accidentally scrimmed them before the first week, and they were our first match, and like we figured out exactly what their win condition would be, like even in draft.
Mm.
So if they get a good draft, I think they're really strong. Like they can beat a lot of teams in our group easily. But the problem is just by looking at their OPGG, you can kind of figure out what they're going for, and that's just going to be really rough for them because they're just going to get banned out pretty fast.
Yeah, we don't. For whatever reason, our top laner does not stick to his OP.GG. Like, if you look at his solo queue, it's pretty much just Jason Kale, but he's played so far. He's played like 2 or 3 Mundo games for us.
Okay, well, let's be
And
fair. Mundo is broken right now, so
Well, yeah, right.
anyone can play Mundo.
He just, oh my god, this man is spamming Nautilus so much. Oh my god.
My top laner wants to play Nautilus too. He played well, I won't say that, but he wants
He's
to play
played
Nautilus.
16 Nautilus games in the past 24 hours.
My top laner doesn't touch tanks. Feels bad, man.
My top laner only wants to play tanks. My top laner and my jungler only want to play tanks.
Yeah, mine only want to play tanks.
That never happens.
I'm happy that
know.
my jungler plays tanks.
Yeah.
Refuses to play anything other than 3 champions.
I just want to sit on Sejuani and Zach duty and call it a day. But then my top laner's like, you know what? I'm not going to play, my Kale and Jace carries. I'm going to play Mundo. And I'm like, dang. So I had to play a game of Kindred after not touching the champion in like a month and a half. And that one was something.
Did you not get good crab RNG?
Oh no, I did. I got like my marks, but I had a couple questionable ults, and I don't know. I seemed to brain fart on the ult of my radius a little bit, and I went to flash ult my teammate, and they were just outside of it by a little bit. And I just flashed ulted for no reason, and it looked so bad.
So do we have any opinions on Group A or B? I feel like Group A is just kind of, I don't want to say that they're like irrelevant, but they have two teams that disbanded. So like 3, I think 3 or it's either 2 or 3 they're gonna reach group. I don't think there's nothing official yet, but 2 or 3 teams. Like even then, it's just not super competitive. I guess doesn't mean that one of these teams that are getting out can't win, but I feel like Group A is kind of the hardest to determine because they just have so many disbandments in that group.
Yeah.
And then Group B, I feel like I know Weaves with Dreams. Like I know some of the people on that team. Actually, a lot of these people have played before. Aren't doing so hot. Who is AO? Oh, that's Arctic Ops. Who is on that team? Oh, Umbria. Oh, Umbria. The staple risen cheese lord Umbria.
What does he play now?
He plays just cheese. He literally just plays cheese champs. Like, what did he? I feel like he played a Nunu mid in a series. And won with, I'm not kidding. He played Nunu mid in a series.
Oh yeah, I think I saw that
And
when I
won
was
with it.
compiling stats. Actually, I think I remember
and he
that.
plays like Mordekaiser or Yorick maybe. I think he played. No, it might be Yorick. Let me just see what he plays. I can't remember.
That's spicy.
It's been a while since Umbria. Yeah, Umbria just plays cheese.
That's spicy.
That's
yeah. He's a Mord. He plays Mord, and he plays Nunu mid.
That's
respectable. It's respectable.
Yeah.
Is there anyone else? Let's see. Egg?
I know the support for Uwu. He was our support sub for a while.
Where's Uwu? Oh, that's. Oh yeah. I recognize some of these names, but I don't really know any of these people too well.
Their support is really good.
Oh, we scrimmed against. We scrimmed against them.
Are they good as a team?
Let me see. I can't remember. Oh, Cole. Let me at Cole and say that he can hop in whenever.
Yeah, I told him to jump in.
Okay, I just saw that.
We haven't started Premade.
Wait, let me see. I'm not gonna leak the scrim results, but I will look. You can keep talking. Let me look and see. I don't know if I know anyone from Egg. Oh no, Frez is on that team. He's been in Risen before. Ooh. No comment on that team.
Yeah.
Okay, so personally, I didn't think their bot lane was hard at all. I thought their support was not so great, but it was just one series. It was one scrim, so I don't know. Could have just been that one series.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, we had like a really, really good ADC when we still had him on the team, but he played pretty well in scrims with us, so I don't know. Maybe he's just not clicking with the ADC or something.
if you guys ever got any extra players, send them my way, because my whole team is gonna rank out.
Yeah, kind of same here actually.
I mean, you guys both need people.
Literally, my entire team is Diamond 4, and I'm just waiting for them, because I know. I told them, you can't rank out till you find me a new player to go in your position. But they're all gonna rank out the same week.
Don't encourage elo sitting, Gabl.
I'm not. I'm just trying to get them to find someone to replace them, so I don't have to do it. But I know they're all gonna rank out at literally the exact same time, and I'm gonna have a week where it's me, and I'm gonna have to gentleman's agreement 4 subs or something.
I mean, you could probably start looking right now, even then. Like, just start looking now for people that might want to join later or something.
It took so long to find a top laner. I was searching for like 5 or 6 days, and I found some dude in a random Reddit thread. Thought he was a Smurf, and oh my goodness, it was an event that I never want to do again.
So let's say, so before we move on to pre-made, let's do like, so we can kind of guess on group A since we don't know those teams well, but at least for our groups, which we'll just say 3 because I don't know if it's 2 or 3 yet. So we'll just say, which 3 teams do you think will get out of your group, and who do you think will get the like farthest out of those teams? And you can say your own team if you want. But what 3 teams seem like the most competitive right now, at least? And we can start with we'll start with Mowgli. We'll start with Group D.
I think for a group, given the games we've played so far, the 3 teams that are getting out are Moz, so us, Team 14, and Crabrave. Like, from our games, it's pretty obvious.
Are there any could there be a dark horse that takes one of those spots?
I don't know.
We got Thunderbirds and Nita.
So the problem is, Thunderbirds look good against the other 2 teams, but we beat them game 1 in 15 minutes. So I don't know. Nita, I think if they learn like a different playstyle or more champions that work together, they could be really good. But right now, they really need something more to climb out. So I would say it's Nita, if anything.
All right. What about you, Gabl? Oh, you can keep. Oh yeah, keep talking.
Yeah, just as like for who might be after that, like the best, I think Crabrave, because honestly, they just, from what I've seen, they work really well as a team. Like, they learn from their losses, and we haven't had any yet. But we've had it in scrims, and every time we lose, we're done basically. Like, we just fall apart after 1 or 2 losses.
Yeah, I mean,
so I think
going.
Crabrave is really good if they get going.
Yeah, I think Crabrave is good. I played against them on Sunday. I honestly think any team though with like a decent mid and bot lane, like even just decent, will be totally fine against them though. That's just my opinion from playing against them. Like I think if you have a decent mid and bot, then I don't know. I mean, maybe they'll improve, but they've got like a support playing jungle and a mid laner playing support. So I think that's kind of a flaw with their team, at least playing against them.
I've cast a couple games from them, and they were far from clean in closing out from giant early game leads. Like, they could generate a lead, and then it was just game of throws.
Oh, are you?
Oh, this is Cole, by the way.
The Thunderbirds game.
Hi.
Cole.
I'm talking about Crabrave Nita. It was.
Oh, Crabrave Nita. I didn't get to watch that one.
It was among the worst League of Legends I've ever.
Oh
had.
yeah, I can see. We finished our games early enough to be able to watch like the last half of their 3rd game. Oh, it was awful.
I didn't get to watch that.
It was a 2-0, but it really
felt
like both teams somehow managed to lose 3 games in the process.
Yeah.
So I can say that if you have solid macro and just know how to take advantage of throws, then they're probably pretty easy, because they did not look like they had good central shot.
Okay, look at the chat. Look at the chat. You have fans.
Mowgli.
I have fans. Oh, I'm not on. Wait, let me pull it up then.
Yeah, pull it up. You've got some fans.
All right, I do.
Oh yeah.
What about so Group C?
Well, hold on, I wanted to talk about Crabrave for a second.
Okay, you can talk about Crabrave.
So I think as the season goes on, they're gonna get a lot stronger as a team, because they just play together so much. Like, I'm in their Discord, and they're trying to get scrims like every day or two. and they're just constantly playing games and just working as a team. So I mean, if they get someone who like knows macro a little bit so that they can learn it and then apply it to their games, I think they can be a really good team.
So Group C, I haven't played. So I haven't. Why don't you go first, Gab? Because I haven't played TJ yet, so I don't really have an opinion,
Yeah.
like on how strong they are or not.
So unfortunately, I wasn't in the series against them. But I I think the teams that'll make it out is us if we don't have like
If you don't
20,000
lose
more
all your players.
if we don't have like 20 more roster complications by next set of bye weeks. I think you guys will probably make it out. I think Pepe will probably make it out, but honestly, I think between the three of you, I want to say like probably like a 2/3 chance Pepe makes it out, and then like 50% for you two, the other two. Those odds probably don't add up to 200%. In fact, they very much do not. But the point is, like, I think there's very much potential for you, Tasty Juice, and Pepe, any two of you guys to end up making it out. Um, especially depending on how this week goes. Because I mean, who played? Okay, you guys did.
We
Never
did.
mind.
We did not have
You
our
did.
top laner though. I think
Right.
I'm pretty sure we only lost because we didn't have our top laner.
Yeah. So
We should have won that series if we just had our normal
right,
roster.
because I mean Pepe's 3-1, right?
Yeah.
But they beat They beat 2-1-3 teams. They lost a game to you guys, and they got 2-0 by us.
Mhm.
So I think they're not as good as they're being led on to believe to be.
Mhm.
And so I think you guys will probably make it out. And then I think Tasty Juice, I want to give a slight advantage to, but it depends how much Double B can carry,
Oh,
honestly.
Taste Juice hasn't played Pep yet. Oh, that's the next stream game. Okay. Yeah.
AC Juice.
I was
That's a
gonna say
team name?
your team, my team, and then either TJ or Pepe will make it out of the last
Yeah.
two.
hmm
I'll ha I'm not sure because I haven't played TJ and TJ hasn't played Pepe. So maybe
Yeah.
I feel like if whoever takes this game will probably be the last to get out. It'll be the stream game decision
Right.
next weekend.
Yeah.
That'll kind of show us.
All right. So I'm looking back at our series against them. Oh, this was okay. No. Yeah, we kind of rolled the first game against Pepe. It was 30-8. And then the second game was 30-8 in like 28 minutes, and the second game was 21-9 in 22 minutes. So I mean, honestly, I think I'm not too confident in them. I think if they beat Tasty Juice next week, yeah, they're in a really good spot. I think if Tasty Juice has to win either against you guys or against Pepe,
Yeah.
because otherwise the best they can do is go 1-1 against one of you guys and then like hope for a tiebreaker at some point. I like even if they don't win, I think they have to win one of these series and then at least get another win in the other series just for like tiebreaker wise and stuff.
Mhm.
Because they're in a little bit of a tight spot right now.
Alright, so I'll quickly do Group B and A since I don't want to make Premade wait too long. I mean, I don't know these teams. I mean, AO, they're already 4-0, so I think I can't imagine them not being third at the worst. Probably Egg, and then out of the last, I would say just like Lulu or SVG. Waves of Dreams, I watched them on stream. They don't look super strong to me, so I would be really surprised if they pulled off like a upset in the second half. And then Group A, I mean, 3 of these teams are making it out of 4 of them. So MSO, I mean, I guess teammate, and then I guess loss doesn't really matter. I don't know. It's hard since there's 2 disbanded teams in that group.
I'm really rooting for Spurglords to make it out of
Oh
Group
yeah,
B.
we'll say Spurglords makes it out.
Just because, I mean, Vikos is the entire reason I'm in Risen in the first place. So
All right,
I gotta root
we'll
for
go
them.
with Spearglords then. And then we can quickly look at, so Mowgli put this together. So this is picks, like all of the champion picks, pick rate, ban rate, presence, stuff like that for like every champ that's been played in
They
Dominate
should be
Open.
correct. I can't guarantee 100% accuracy, by the
What
way.
if, wait, there's a lot of Caitlyn players. Let's see. But not the, average win rate. Oh yeah, Hecarim's broken right now. If you didn't know that, you should play Hecarim. As also Jarvan. Holy shit, Jarvan.
Hecarim was a 35% win rate.
Wait,
My jungler is trying to bring that. He's play every time my jungler's trying to bring that win rate up in our games. There's so many Jarvan players. Oh my god, and Kaisa.
I've played 2 games of Jarvan.
We
and they
have
were-
Jarvan banned against us every series.
I'm just surprised it has a 54%
Yeah, how is
presence rate.
wait, where did Jinx go? I lost it.
Oh wait, did I actually?
Oh,
Oh wait,
you
I
did.
forgot. If I sort, does it sort for you guys too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh whoops. Wait, let me put it back to.
Oh, look at the Morgana. Oh wait, holy shit,
Wait,
Morgana is
you guys
broken.
can sort on, if you guys want. You can sort on your end, and I think it won't change for everybody.
How do I?
You
don't-
go at the. You can go to, like to the top, like where it says A B C D, and then you should be able to like
Yeah,
have a
so
sort thing.
right click one of the columns and click short seat.
Oh,
or
I see.
sort
Okay,
sheet
we'll
A to
do
Z.
pick.
If you want highest to lowest,
whoops.
it's Z to A.
You know what's really interesting to me is there's been
This champ.
6 window picks, and out of those 6 picks, 4 of them are for my team, and we have all 4 of the Mundo wins.
Who is out here picking a Moo? I think a Moo had 0. Okay, I thought Jinx was supposed to be good, but apparently Dominate is showing that they don't know how to play Jinx. It's got a
Kaisa is
hard
super
champion.
overvalued. It looks like too.
yeah.
'Cause out of
That's
21
a
games,
horrible
only
win
8
rate.
wins.
Morgana apparently is just broken. Actually, so is Irelia apparently, because that's got a
Well,
91.
from what I've seen, at least from looking at the match history, a lot of supports play like engaged style champs, like Thresh and stuff like that. And Morgana is just the natural counter to that. So
Yeah.
So
I think it's a strong champ, and on top of that, it plays really well into
I'm
a lot of the
surprised
popular stuff.
people are still playing Lucian this much.
so
Okay.
all right.
Sion.
So Thresh has been
Scion?
picked.
Where's Scion?
Thresh has been picked 11 times and only won on twice.
Oh, Scion.
Sion's
Um,
21 picks.
Yeah.
And Urgot has been picked 14 times and won on twice.
Oh no, Urgot.
Urgot's doing
Oh
looking
no.
pretty bad out there.
Zohair is half the wins of Urgot, I think.
I mean, Scion's such an easy top lane champ to
Yeah.
play. It's such an easy engage.
Our team
What
has
else is there?
our team has 2 Thresh, 1 Tricks, and we still didn't win either of our games on Thresh.
Why is this not? Oh, because it does NA first.
I'm so disappointed that
just do
Zillion has a
picks.
bad win rate too. Especially since we beat a team that played Zillion against us.
Who
So
is ruining my Soraka win rate? Also, someone's ruining the Lulu win rate too. Tarek. Oh, there's the Sona Tarek. My team played Sona Tarek one game. Yeah, we did. I'm a degenerate.
well, the Teemo has like 14 bans, but I'm pretty sure a lot of those are just no bans. But I couldn't tell.
Oh,
so I
that's
just
true.
put
I
it
forgot
in.
sometimes people, yeah, will just it's probably that.
That's the only reason he has presence. He's never been picked.
Aurelia has been picked 16 times and
Aurelia
has
has a
an 81%
really
win rate.
Yeah,
high
really,
win
it's
rate.
crazy.
That's
Wait, has
so
Teemo been
insane.
played?
No, I
Oh,
don't
there
think
it
so.
is.
Man, 14 times but not played.
I think
Veigar is 7-0, I think, too.
is Veigar 7-0? That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's also
I'm-
my mid
I'm-
laner.
I think I
Playing
played it
some
like 3
Veigar.
times or twice.
My mid laner's playing it 2 or 3 times, I think.
It's actually like so broken. Like teams just don't respect the cage at all. Like all you have to do is put a decent cage and your team just wins the fight for you. It's
Mhm.
insane.
All right, well, let's hop over to Premade. You guys are welcome to stay. If you want to say bye now, you can. But you're welcome to stay if you. I don't know if you know anyone in the Premade league.
Well, I have a lot of work to do, so
Alright.
I'm probably gonna
Yeah.
go.
Thanks, Mowgli.
Yeah, I don't really know anyone in Premade either, outside of old risen people that I've inted teams on.
Alright. Well, thank you for joining.
So I'll probably head out. Thanks for having me.
Thanks.
Yeah, same. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye. Alright, so let's talk about Premade. Cole, do you want to introduce yourself first? Just what team you're
Yeah,
on?
hi.
What your role
I'm
is.
Cole, former admin / captain of EOD. I'm our sub support, but like I play a lot. It's complicated. Our roster's complicated.
And for people that weren't here before, we also have Lulu, who's from Squirtle Squad, and then VoidBulletAngel, who's from, how do you say your team's name?
Days Volt.
Days
It's like
Volt.
it's the saying for the Crusaders. They yelled Days Volt, and so like every time when we start a game, we all yell Days Volt.
Alright, so are we all in different group? Let's see. Oh no,
We're all in Group
No,
B.
we're in.
Are you guys?
we're
Wait,
in-
oh no, I'm in Group A, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't play, so I don't know a ton about Group A. All right, we'll try to talk about Group C and D. I've seen some of the teams in those groups play, so let's just talk about Group B first, then, since you guys are all in it. I guess you could trash talk each other if you want. You can say which teams you think are strong and which aren't.
Well, DV is king. I don't think anyone can contest that.
Recent scrim results.
Scrim, we all know scrim results matter.
Dude,
Do scrim results matter? That's the question. Hi, is this
A
also
little
Dominate
bit.
Open podcast? We just did Dominate
little
Open.
bit.
If you missed it, you can either just click on the VOD and go back and listen now, or it'll be on YouTube soon. We're doing Premade now. So yeah, let's just talk. Talk about Group B. You guys have you've all played each other, so
There's a pretty well established hierarchy right now. Like from our first play, there was no like unexpected results. It was DV beat everyone, we beat everyone that wasn't DV, and then DS beat Squirtle Squad. But since we've gotten into intergroup play, Squirtle Squad's been on a tear.
yeah. How do you guys feel about intergroup play? Because they did not do that last season in Premade.
I like it because it's proving that our group is just better, right? Like when
our group is the best.
when Squirtle Squad goes 0-3 in the group and then shows up to intergroup play and just swiftly 2-0s the best team from another group, you know? That's sending a message.
Wait, who did you guys play?
Last week
you
we
beat
did.
Sen. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
who is on Sen? Wait, what is Central's? We're gonna. This is bad. We're gonna look at ranks. I just want to see. Plot 2. Okay. Well,
they were pretty.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't think Group A is the strongest. Like, I think TLI is good when they don't throw, and I'm on that team, so like I'm just gonna be honest. I think they're good when they don't throw, but I don't like Light disappeared. They're not a team anymore. The other, who else is in this group? I think ZT also.
Yeah, no.
I think they might have also disappeared, and
They have like.
Central
FF, like,
doesn't.
the most-
Central like has like some D4s, but they also have a lot of gold players. And in Premade, that like I don't care what you say, like golds in a mostly plat diamond league can really like I don't know. I don't want to say like bring a team down in playoffs, but it can really hurt a team when you've got like golds playing against high plat like D3 players.
I think it's important as well to recognize that rank isn't everything. That's something
It's
we've
not
learned
everything.
pretty quickly in our pre-made play, right? Is like for EOD, I'm technically our lowest ranked player, but when
Yeah,
I'm
but
on
you're
the
not
team,
really a gold player.
Oh, come you can't say that.
You're
We
like
go in
you're
scrims
a
and-
plat player.
We go in scrims and teams always like to underestimate me because I'm sitting in gold 2. It's
But-
just a low profile 70% win rate gold 2 player. No big deal.
I agree that rank doesn't always matter, but I think last season's playoffs also showed that like having gold players, because like there was a team that had some gold players and they just did not perform in playoffs. Like the gold players
Yeah.
just couldn't compete like when they were against like diamonds. It's just not
you,
gonna
you
happen
need gold
most of the time.
players who aren't really gold.
Unless it's a gold player that's not really gold.
Yeah,
But if it's a gold
that's-
player that's actually gold, it's gonna be rough. So that's what I have to say about Group A. I mean, I feel like TLI is the only team there that can actually beat other teams. I mean, maybe Central too. I don't know much about their team besides just looking at their profiles.
And then, oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, you guys can go again.
I was gonna say for Group A, I think Light also disbanded, didn't they?
I think they did
I
just
think we-
disband last week. Yeah.
Yeah, we 2-0'd them and then they insta disband.
Yeah,
Yeah,
pretty
you got us a free win. Thanks for that.
So I guess if it's 2 teams out, then TLI and Central just get out no matter what. So there you go. Because I
You
think
made our lives
I
easy.
think in Premade I think if there's 16 teams in the league, it's probably gonna be the top 2. I don't know. It might be top 3. Nothing's official yet, but it'll be top 2 or 3 from each group. Anything else about Group B?
Group B or Group A?
Group B. Or I mean, you can talk about Group A too, since I think is Group A and Group B, are those the teams that are playing each other? Inter, like
We have
interleague
a
games.
bye, and then we play after the bye. Oh, we play Sen. So
Yeah,
we play
so you guys can talk about Group A too, since you've played some of those teams, possibly already.
TLI. I think they're criminally underrated.
Yeah, they are when they don't throw.
The hard throws. Yeah, they really had us in the first game and the third game, but just the league of throws just kind of threw them off.
Was Central hard? Like, are they a hard team, or are they or are they not? Like, is their 3-run record just kind of?
We haven't played them yet. We play them next. So...
I know that when we were scouting them, they were playing some really low caliber teams or first, where they played L9, and then we played against them earlier, and they weren't that strong. And then I think they played light, and then they got a free win from another team.
Okay, so they're just kind of.
At least so far, like as far as like their schedule so far has been really light.
Yeah, I think we've played pretty much all the top teams so far.
I really like our group. I think we've gotten a lot better thanks to just the interesting play. Like, we started out week 1. I'm talking a little bit of shit here to Squirtle Squad. We're like, oh, we don't even need to worry about this team. Like, look at their ranks. They're so bad. And then week 1, like, it was a 2-1, and it was kind of dangerous. We misdrafted in game 2, and, like, we almost lost the series because of it. Because game 3 wasn't automatic either. And then DB just was... That was a rough match.
Yeah, our strength... Go ahead.
We figured out our lineup, and we kind of have an idea of what our team identity is now. So I'm really looking forward to the rematch. I think it's going to be pretty spicy.
Yeah, the DV-EOD rematch is going to be fun. Because, like, I don't know what happened. It honestly seemed like you guys were just running around the map, like, not coordinating anything. And then
the week we played you the first time, we didn't have me in the lineup, and we had a support who wasn't really on top of
It was a King's Land.
Yeah.
Oh, was it Kings?
He wasn't communicating, and we had bot lane was silent for the entire series.
Oh.
And we had some complaints because of that. But we've gotten a lot better since then, and we're really good at communicating. Yeah. We've been practicing a lot.
I remember we scrimmed you guys, I think, too long ago, and the difference between when we played against you guys the first time and the second time was astronomical. So
yeah, so I think we're on the same page in that. I mean, we're not sure who's the better team anymore. Like, after week 2, it was clearly y'all, but now it's open to discussion. I think nothing can be taken too for granted.
Yeah.
I definitely am looking forward to playing y'all again too, because we've kind of like cemented like how we want to play in these games, and like we've been doing really well now with this new strategy. So we're definitely excited to hopefully get to play again.
Oh, we've got some cheese on the download too.
I really wish we could do the cheese that we want to do, but we can't because it's against Risen rules.
No rule swapping.
No rule swapping.
That rule is
It's
when I was in charge of the rules, I didn't make that a rule because I wanted to do it on my team.
Well, I feel like they do it in LCS, and like they just did the funnel strat in EU for the finals, and I'm like, I wish.
Yeah.
Oh well. Sometimes just like that. I mean, I can understand why they want to do it, but it would be interesting. Some of these games would be pretty interesting.
Mm-hmm. So what about any opinions on Group C or D? I think some of these teams have gotten streamed. Well, I think Wyoming was streamed, and Scott's Tots was streamed. Versus KA. I think Pride looks good just based on. I mean, they're all they have a lot of diamonds on their team. And like if you don't know the team, that's kind of all you have to go off of. But I think Pride has looked good. I
Yeah,
think
I got to cast the Scott's Tots KA game.
that was a that was a game. That was a
Yeah.
series. That was
It
fun
was-
to watch.
It was. And both teams had really good mental through it. It was really impressive.
I think both teams look good. I mean, they threw a lot on both sides, but
Yeah, it was coordinated throwing.
they both looked like strong teams.
I made fun of the Nita Crabbrave game earlier for being the worst League of Legends. Like, their matchup wasn't great League of Legends, but both teams clearly had coordination and team play going on. It's just sometimes they coordinated to do the wrong thing.
Yeah. I think Wyoming also. I think I watched them in play-ins. Maybe they were stream one game, and they've also looked pretty good as well as a team. And GS, do I know anyone on GS? I don't know GS at all. Never heard of this team, but they also have a good record, so I'm not as sure about them.
Yeah, we haven't played any single team from C or D. I don't believe.
Yeah. We are as a group just specifically unqualified to talk about what's going on with the other two.
Well, since we don't have stats for Premade, are there any like standout players that you've played against? And this could be in scrims or in official matches. Any players that just seemed really good individually or seemed to work well with their team?
Who's your jungler for TLI?
That's Nita. Was it Nita or Shady Gecko?
It was Gecko. That's right, because we gave him Jarvan the first game, and then he just absolutely obliterated
Yeah,
us.
Pepsi Dog and Shady Gecko are the
Yeah, we
junglers.
didn't play against Pepsi Dog. We played against Shady Gecko, and oh my gosh, we're like, what's he? Plat 2? We'll give him.
Yeah,
we'll give
he's
him
plat.
his Jarvan.
He's a
we'll
good
give him his
Jarvan.
Jarvan. He's not gonna do anything with it, and then he just invades my jungler and tilts the crap out of him.
We scrimmed against them literally yesterday, and it was not pretty for them.
Oh,
I think you scrimmed against Shady's other. Didn't you?
Oh yeah,
scrim-
we did.
Yeah, it
we
was.
scrimmed against his other team,
Yeah.
the Dom Open team.
The dumb open team, yeah. He asked me if they would scrim.
We pulled out some pretty fun strats there, and they were sad.
Who else has stood out? I'm trying to see if players I know from last season.
I mean, in scrims, if we're talking scrims.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to don't leak scrim results, but you can just say like, oh, this person
Yeah.
played really well in
Hubris
scrims.
is a monster. that's
Hubris,
all I
yeah,
gotta
Hubris
say.
is a good top laner.
He's a
So Hair's also.
freaking-
So Hair's good
he's a
too.
monster.
Good jungler.
Yeah. Zohar popped off in one of our scrim games, and Hubris is just the only I think he's the only top laner we've played against. I think aside from one player that's actually kept Skippy even in lane. Like Skippy normally wins or like obliterates our top laner. Hubris just brings him down.
Yeah, he was
Doesn't let him just pop off.
very, very interestingly. He was a super late pickup for our roster, where we signed up with a team of like 7 people, and we didn't have a top laner. And we played with Kenny Master Lin top for a few games.
What did Kenny play top?
I don't remember, but he like in our 3 scrims we played with Kenny top, his combined score was something like 2-18 and 3. So we're just like, all right, we need a top laner. So I just popped into the looking for summer team, found a post by Hubris and said, hey Hubris, you want to join our team? You'll immediately be a starter. And he's like, yeah. And since then he's just been one of the most consistent performers on our team. It's been really fortunate. I'm so glad we found him.
God, his Ornn. Like after playing, I think we played 2 games against his Ornn, and it makes me want to ban it just because it's so obnoxious.
It's been really fun having him and Zohair too, because they have the same champ pool. And so like we're able to flex everything there. So we have the Hecarim flex, we have the Urgot flex. Zohair's unafraid to jungle whatever the hell he wants. So we always get like counter picks and stuff because of it. It's been working out great.
Who else is on here? I think Itchy, really good ADC on my team that I'm on. ACU is another solid ADC. On on Darkness Slayers, ACU is also solid ADC. Despite I don't think ACU even. I'm pretty sure he's like a top lane main. Let me see. Yeah, this guy doesn't even play ADC really. But ACU is another solid ADC. Who else?
I gotta give some to my boy Sasuke in the jungle.
Sasuke, I was gonna say Sasuke. Yeah, good jungler.
Yeah, him carrying on the Zac and Sejuani games. We actually get him on. I think we just started getting it permabanned in our scrims and in our Risen games. They just ban it because they don't want to deal with it.
Oh,
And then
Sign Me Up is on a team now. Wait, what team is this? Oh, Sign Me Up is on. Oh, AD. Okay. Sign Me Up. Oh, he's a really good top laner. I could see him shitting on some top laners. He's really good. He played last season. I don't know, like, I mean, I know, like, Tandora and them, but Jen's not doing too hot. I know them from, like, Dom Open a few seasons ago. Laura's a good support. Where is Smother? Who are the other supports? It's hard because there's no roles on here. I don't know. I know Laura, so Laura's a good support. Any other players that have stuck out? Cole, any players that you've casted that have stuck out?
I'm trying to think. See, I haven't done too much Dom Premade. I'm on the Rampage cast a lot, so I can talk to you about Rampage for days. I probably know more about that league than I do about our own. The jungler for Scott's Tots was the most impressive player I've seen. We scrimmed against him too.
Who is that?
And
Which player is it? Do you know?
I'm trying to remember the name.
Let me see if I can just pull up the open.gg. Maybe this will tell. The gold 1 player or
No.
Nathan Novak?
Oh, it's Melon Loss is the name. That might be on the other team.
Let's see. Oh, this guy?
Melon Loss was
Melon Loss.
MELYN.
From Keola's, okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah, from KA. Yeah. He's a great player. Both from casting and from scrimming against. It was really impressive. I would often like find a jungler who stands out. It's so hard to stand out in the jungle, because you just gank lanes. It's a pretty straightforward role, but the map presence and pathing and macro decision making are pretty on point.
All right, so I asked this in the Champs podcast yesterday. If you could pick a team to win it all that's not your team, and it could be in your group or someone else's group, maybe you've seen play or scrimmed against, who would you pick?
I mean, you got to go DV, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing.
And if you're DV, you got to go EOD,
All right,
right?
DV, who do you think?
I mean, if you can get the same roster that we played against on a TLI, that one roster that actually gave us a run for our money, I still don't think it beats EOD, especially in their current state, but it'd give them a run for their money. So if anybody I'm pretty sure if anybody's going to beat us, it's going to be EOD. And actually, like, that would be a really fun finals if like we had a chance. But we're in the same group, so I'm not really sure how playoffs work.
Because we're in the same group, we do end up on opposite sides of the bracket.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty
Well, then if it happens, it's gonna be DV EOD finals.
That will be so fun. I want to see that so bad.
Enable lane swaps for finals.
Just for finals.
Just for finals, because we can agree to waive rules, right?
Oh, can we?
Yeah, but the admins
yeah.
The admins can override.
Oh,
Can override that. I mean, I'm just saying they can override it. If they
want a really interesting series, they'll let us override it.
I'm gonna say Pride and Domination or Wyoming, just from the other groups. I think they have both, from what I've seen from them, have both looked really strong.
I
as well.
really wanted to scrim Wyoming because I think I watched one of their games and they had really impressive macro.
Yeah,
so,
they played really well in play-ins too when I watched them.
I've been trying to find a time to set up and like scrim them, but they scrim on days we just don't, so it's kind of sad. But they were really good macro. I think if they could clean up some of their early laning, then they could be a lot better.
So any other final words before we end?
We're coming for you, EOD.
And we're coming for you.
Big bug.
It's so hard to get because we got so dismantled week 2. It's hard to just like be like, yeah, we're gonna go smash them, but like having that scrim where it was clearly a much more even match.
Yeah,
I think it gives us newfound height. We kind of assumed like after that week 2 that we were just playing for second the rest of this season, and now we have hope. Maybe our hopes and dreams will just be immediately decimated, and we'll get smashed in 22 minutes. Both games were actually playing for real, but maybe not.
Sure it'll be a fun series.
Yeah,
and if we can make it to final,
yeah,
we can actually waive that.
That's our goal.
Yeah,
that's what we gotta. We gotta.
That's
commit
the team
to.
pact right now.
Yeah.
If we make it to finals and we waive that rule.
Yeah, and then we just go crazy.
Yeah, I'm good with that. Sounds like a plan. I'll see you in finals.
Yeah, let's make it happen.
All right, Lulu, any final words?
Nothing I can really think of.
I hope
We're
you
just,
guys.
hopefully, go ahead.
I want you guys to be the. If there's only 2 teams to get out, I want you to be the dark horse that
Hey, hey,
upsets one of
We're
them.
definitely the dark horse.
Can I propose like wild cards so that the 4 other 2 teams in our group, or us if we end up like dropping a game to DS, like
Can I propose
Let-
that in Dominate Open? Because my group
let
doesn't
them
have any.
let them out. Just let our entire group into the playoffs. Like if we're gonna go a collective 12-0 in intergroup play, like just delete the group that we play against and let us all go.
So
You
the
know?
group. So the group that I.
Or you
Yeah,
just
if we
move
all
SS.
beat you, just miss playoffs. Like clearly we're better, right?
I
Come
mean,
on.
I'm down for the strategy. Unleash
SS
Big Mug.
Yeah, if SS is gonna keep tearing people up, move them to Group A and let them just walk
Yeah.
over to Sen, and then just TLI and SS can get out of groups or get into groups or whatever it is.
Yeah, we can put
I wanna see
SS
it.
instead of
Playoffs.
Central.
Yeah,
Make
don't
it
worry,
happen.
don't worry, SS. We got Sen. Don't worry.
Hey,
We have
Drop.
to play them still.
Yeah, we have to play them. I don't know. They talked to me about playing this weekend for bye, but I don't know. We'll see. I haven't gotten back to their captain yet. Oh, we could play them this weekend or next weekend. But it'll be fun to play them.
Well,
It's another team. And
wait, who's
Okay.
got the next? Oh, it's wait, TLI
The bot.
versus EOT.
It's
Wait,
time.
oh, that's gonna be fun.
Okay.
that's gonna be
Yeah.
spicy.
What about predictions? Who's gonna win this series?
EOD.
If we pull out what we've been practicing, I feel like it's going to be really hard to beat us. 'cause
Yes, show me
we-
what you're.
But is
practicing.
the strategy just a 1-game strategy where they just
No.
ban? Okay.
we've proven in scrims where we stomp game 1, and then teams adjust, ban our entire comp, and then we do the same thing in game 2 anyway.
EOD 2 because Zohair's the best jungler dumb Premade. That's what Arch says.
Who do you say is the best jungler?
Zohair?
Yeah.
Zohair, yeah.
I'm
EOD
pretty
jungler?
sure that Sasuke's better than Zohair.
Zohair's good, man.
Zohair's
He flies
good.
off a lot.
But Sasuke and him share the same pool, and
Yeah.
when they actually swap champions, especially in that second week, you never know. I'm not saying that Zohair's bad, but I'm pretty sure that Sasuke's better.
That's why we're just gonna send me into the jungle.
I
Never
said
know.
I couldn't play jungle either.
You're just gonna be stunned when we pull out the Karthus jungle. I'm famous for it, dude. It gets banned against me when I'm queued up in support. Not kidding, by the way. Like,
Really?
Taylor says SS50 to round out the season because Big Mug is the best
Oh
ADC
my-
in North America.
I would even say that
Karthus
that's
is so
impossible.
cool.
Like,
now I'd give him his Karthus jungle. They're gonna need some sort of help in the jungle.
You gotta give him.
there's no brakes on the Karthus train, my friend.
You better ban Sivir then.
You're a Sivir. Oh, you play Sivir.
Sivir, Fizz.
You're the
I
Sivir
have-
player.
I have level 7 on every AD carry, so I could play every single one of them. I say that because if you ban Sivir, I'll still have something else to play. I'll be sad about it. I'll play Fizz bot lane. I keep asking my team if I could play a Kali bot, but they keep saying no.
Yeah, that sounds like you might not have a fun time
No, it's fun.
against like a poke or like
that's
or Braum
that's true.
or Alistar.
We keep trying. I really wanted to play KL bot, but we went like 0-15 like 3 games in a row, so we just stopped that.
I really wanted to make that work too.
I tried so hard. My team got pissed at me every time I kept picking it in solo queue.
Have you tried Kale support? Maybe that would work.
We did, but my support inted really hard on it.
Because it's
So-
Kale.
Yeah,
Because it's
Kale,
KL.
not the best early game pick.
I'll give it
Believe
this.
it or not, she has
it's-
some weaknesses.
It's really funny if you take Kale with Guardian though. What we did was we were like, well, let's just stick a hyper carry with her. So we put her with Twitch, and the ulti on Twitch was fun, but she just kind of died repeatedly in lane, and so it was interesting and bad. It was really bad, just to be honest.
Yeah, the trick to playing against Kale is you just dive her a lot.
Well, that's the Sonateric trick too. You just dive
Yeah.
him. Don't give him a chance to scale.
Except it's easier to dive a Kale than it is to dive a Terra.
Yeah, that's
Yes, it is.
She can get
For sure.
immune, but she can't like CC you all at the same time,
Yeah.
true. Yeah.
and it's not an AOE immunity. So
hmm
you just focus whoever Kale doesn't ult, and then swap to the new target once they're dead.
Yeah. It'll be I just
Alright.
can't wait till we get to play EOD again.
Well, thanks for joining, guys.
Thanks for having us.
And
Yeah,
this
Yeah,
will be
thanks.
yeah, you're welcome. And this will be on YouTube probably sometime this week, if not early next week, since there's no games this week except for reschedules. Yeah, so thanks for joining. That was fun to talk about Premade.
Yeah. It
Group
was
B,
good.
best group.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the moral of the
Group
story.
B.
None of us are biased at all.
No,
We're
Group B.
just
Yeah, none at all.
scouting the truth.
Mhm.
We're undefeated when we go out, so.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah, that's actually 100% true. That's great.
And hopefully
Alright,
there'll be
what-
another podcast, like either before playoffs or like during playoffs. We can do another
Okay.
one. Probably before sometime. All right,
Cool.
cool. Well,
Yeah.
thanks
Cool.
for watching, guys. Thanks for joining. This was fun. Everyone have a good night.
Yeah. You
All right,
too.
awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks. Good night, y'all.
You
Big
have a
mug.
good one.